Good day, Explora bookworms. We're here at the London Book Fair 2025, one of the biggest book events in the world. And we're just very fortunate that Explora Books is here. We're able to get a space here at the most prestigious London International Book Fair. As you can see behind me, we have books coming from different genres and from different authors all across the globe. And again, if you're here in London, you have another day. I mean, not really, like just a few hours before this event closes. This is the third day of the LBF 2025. So if you want to get to know more of our authors and get to reading the new books that we have displayed here, come and visit us here at booth 3E38 of the Explora Books booth here in Olympia Events. It's a huge event right here. For the past 2 days, we've been going around meeting publishers, industry leaders, translation rights people, even literary agents. This is the best B2B event for publishers and writers alike. So before we dive into an interview with an author, an Explora Books published author, we would like to invite you to come and grab a copy of our Explora magazine. This debuts here at London Book Fair. You can grab a copy through info@explorabooks.com. Subscribe to Explora Books via our website. There is a link down below our website, or you just simply give us a call. Go to explorabooks.com, click on contact tab, and give us a call. The contact information is right down there at our website. So the Explora Books magazine is already out, and there is a special issue on October because we are going to Frankfurt International Book Fair. This time it's the biggest and most prestigious book fair of all time, where of course the history of publishing really comes from. It's like the root of the industry. Frankfurt International Book Fair 2025 is just right around the corner. In just a few months, we'll be flying to Frankfurt. Imagine that. There's a lot of traveling for Explora Books, just getting out the story, letting out or putting the story out to as many audiences as possible. So for those who would like to publish their books with Explora, come and visit explorabooks.com and give us a call via the contact tab. It's available right there, and your book would be distributed all across 100 platforms across the world. And who knows, we might be seeing you at the Frankfurt Book Fair and at London Book Fair next year. But this time I would like to give you an overview of a book that it's not dark, but I can say that this is something very intriguing. And for those who are into conspiracy books and politics at the same time, there is an involvement of these two elements together in one: murder, conspiracy, politics, and of course about Washington, D.C. This is set in Washington, D.C. in the USA. We are going to talk about Potomac Fever, this book written by Corinne Cameron. And can I say that this is the real name, right? You used the pen name here.
Yes.
But it's Janice Orr. Welcome, Janice, to Explora Books booth.
Thank you.
So how do you find London so far? You came here all the way from United States. We
Yes.
came all the way from Vancouver, Canada. How was your trip, first and foremost?
Good. I'm from the Denver area, and it was a good trip.
That's good.
And it's
No jet lag at all.
rainy today.
Yes,
good.
it is. The weather here is kind of erratic. It gets really cold every
Yes.
day, right?
Yes.
So,
Been a little nippy.
so how do you find the London Book Fair on your perspective?
Well, this is the first huge book fair I've been to, and it's amazing. There's some of everything, and some things that I don't even know what they do.
It's a collaboration. It's where everybody in the industry in one roof, right? There are printers, translation people, literary agents, and it's the best time to really just know the industry better.
Yeah.
Am I right? But the good thing is, it's also an event where you can connect to fellow authors, connect to literary agents, and we're hoping that literary agents after this book fair would be able to connect to them and tell them more about your book, Potomac Fever. Now, for those readers, avid readers of this genre, tell us a little bit about what this book is about. What is the story of Potomac Fever?
The main character of the story is Jennifer Baldwin, who's a young female attorney in DC, who's just starting out her own practice and is doing some research for a fellow attorney, and ends up being a witness to a murder.
Yeah.
And the story evolves from there. She works with, excuse me, a fellow, Capitol Hill policeman who had been a homicide detective, and he works with her to help decide what happened. And there are a number of other murders, and it's quite a bit of intrigue.
Intriguing.
And
right.
Potomac Fever is actually a real thing in Washington.
Right.
Potomac Fever is the compulsion of people for money and power.
Yeah.
And it's a very big phenomenon in Washington.
And there's a river named after Potomac, right?
Excuse me, yes, the Potomac River runs right through Washington.
Washington, right. So tell us, who are the target audiences for this? Like, do you think, what are the kind of readers that you're looking for in a book initially?
Well, I think anyone who likes a good mystery would enjoy it. It's also, I lived in Washington for a long time, and about 20 years, and I had worked on the Hill. So a lot of it is based on my personal knowledge of the workings of Capitol Hill and various aspects of life around the Hill. Yeah. So I think people interested in politics and the Hill and
conspiracy,
mystery, conspiracies.
You know, a book you couldn't put down. You know, like I wanna read this tonight. And then you end up reading it until 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. because you can't put the book down. These kinds of people, you know, we've tried that.
Yes.
You know, reading a book like that. So this is something for everyone, actually, right? But not for the kids.
Not probably for children, no.
Now, from what I know, this book actually, ladies and gents, is actually about a murder, a mystery that Jennifer Baldwin actually figured out that there was murder at the Capitol in a library. And you said something about this library being really true.
Yes.
Right? Can you tell us about that?
Yes, the library is a law library in the Capitol, and it's under the dome of the Capitol. And no one ever went there. When I was on staff, I could go there because it was staff only. But there was never anybody there, and I would talk to people about this because it was a wonderful place. It just was the best library, and no one was there,
It's
and
off
no
the
one
beaten
knew.
track, you know?
Yes, nobody knew it existed. So it was a wonderful place to go visit. It's right under the Capitol Dome. So
if you're a traveler and you're in Washington, you're visiting Washington, is that open for the public?
no, it's not.
You have
No, it's
access. So that's a very nice story of yours, because you're able to connect this. This is a work of fiction, but it has a connection. You know, the plot, the location is true to life.
That part is real. Yes.
But I'm pretty sure there is an inspiration for this. You know, I know you've written this a long time ago.
Yes.
But I think readers here who are watching us right now would be very interested, and budding authors or those who might want to write. What is your inspiration for writing, or what is your writing process? If you remember, this was written a long time ago.
Actually, my husband said you should write a book, and I thought he was crazy. So
Why not?
But I came up with this idea, and it just started flowing. And as I mentioned to you, I wrote it when we were living in Florida, where the grass grows like crazy, and a lot of my a lot of my writing was done on a ride lawnmower.
Okay.
But I was told write about something and I thought, well, I knew DC very well, so that's how it came to be.
Yeah. For those who may not know, Janice here is a lawyer. One case left before retirement.
Almost retired.
Right. Retired. Can you take us through the experience that you have as a lawyer? Not all lawyers are really good at speaking, and they know, a lot of lawyers know how to write, but writing a novel is really something that's very different.
Very different. My writing, that's why I thought my husband was crazy. My legal writing, I tend to write very short, and you don't write legal documents in a creative way.
That's right.
Hopefully
you can't put your imagination on that kind of paper.
Hopefully don't anyway.
It's gonna be
some
bad.
attorneys probably do, but I try
as
to
a
avoid
lawyer.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a very different kind of writing, and I was amazed when I got to 100 pages, and I thought, holy cats, I couldn't believe I did that. So it was a totally different experience.
That's right. I tried writing myself. My manuscript is still ongoing. It's a leadership book. It's about office work, business book, and it's really kind of different writing this kind of book. Were there times where you run out of creative juices? And that's for the benefit of those who are aspiring to be writers. How did you go through that writer's block, shall we say?
I found that I really became involved with the characters.
That's right.
And I would think, okay, what would Jennifer do next?
Right.
What would be the next move? What would be the next thing to be looking for? And I think that was how I got through it. I just became so involved in the story. I felt like I was living it.
Yeah.
And it was a very interesting phenomenon.
Right. Knowing that Jennifer is a young lawyer in this story, do you see yourself in Jennifer's shoes?
In some ways. There are some things about Jennifer that are very much like me. Some things not at all. So but there are parts that are a little bit of me.
Yeah. Well, I think readers really want to know what the climax is of the story. Every story right there, they have a climax, and that's what readers are rooting for. This is like a hero's journey, shall we say. In filmmaking, they call it hero's journey. So from someone powerless, and you rise up to the occasion in trying to solve the mysteries and trying to solve a crime, So in this story, what was the climax? But not spilling all the beans for our audiences.
Well, the main thing was the investigation led her back to Capitol Hill and the Senate. And Jennifer had been a staff member and decided she would go back to working in the Senate.
Yeah.
So she goes back to work with a congressional committee staff and is able to get more information on the murders from that.
Yeah.
And there's another murder that takes place which involves a gentleman who's not connected to the Hill, but that murder is connected to the first murder.
Yeah.
And that becomes sort of a romantic involvement.
Yeah. Wow.
So it was.
This is a story that is fit for a film, for a film, for a movie. Do you see yourself, having this, watching this on the big screen? Is this one of the
I've
goals?
been told that it would make for a very good movie, and I think it would, but
Yeah. The nice thing about this is it has some similarities with some movies right now, but you have a character here who is a woman. Most movies, they have men as the leading role, taking the leading role, but you have a woman here, and it's Women's Month, if
Yes.
you know that, Janice. So this is empowering women, to stand up, and I think that's one of the lessons that this book really, translates to the audience. What other lessons on women empowerment does this book tell the audience? Like standing up for the rights or defending?
Yeah, I think that Jennifer develops during the course of the book from being not too sure what she's doing attorney.
As a young attorney, inexperienced
Yes,
attorney, yeah.
an experienced attorney, and she develops her own being, her own interests in this, and it really becomes the integral part of solving this whole complex
Wow.
scheme.
Wow, a hero's journey. What a beautiful story right there. On my flight back to Vancouver, definitely, I'll get one of the copies. Is that okay?
Yes.
And it's integral for us because we're doing the marketing for Janice, and in October it's going to be Frankfurt, and there are 7 book fairs. Imagine that we're going to, and digital marketing and getting this book connected. So if you're an author and you want your book to be exposed to publishers and to your target audiences, we have marketing packages and marketing collaborations here at Explora Books that you can choose from. And we would like to thank you, Janice, for really coming here and being with us. Meeting you face to face is an honor and a privilege. We're very privileged to have you. And we commit here at Explora Books to really get this book to as much hands as possible across the world.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Joel.
All right. And lastly, Janice, can you just invite everyone to get a copy of your book? We have readers and publishers and everybody in the industry are watching us right now through YouTube.
Yes, I'd love to have you read my book, and I hope that you can have some good things to say about it. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a pretty good page turner.
Thank you so much. This is a book that you can't put down. So for all the readers and everyone in the industry watching us right now, go to Amazon. This is available on Amazon and digital outlets such as Barnes & Noble. Get a copy of this book. We have placed a QR code for you to scan right here on screen. It should appear on screen right now. So please do grab a copy of this. There should be a Kindle version of this. Am I right? A Kindle version via Amazon. I'm holding now a very beautiful cover and a hardback format of this book, so you can get a hardback format if you don't want to wear and tear, or you can also grab a copy of the paperback format right here. It's not as lengthy as you think. How many months should someone be reading this? Maybe a month or two. If you
Actually, a friend of mine told me that she was very mad at me because she was up all night. She finished it.
So you can read this all night, and you might finish this in a week perhaps. And this is something you can't put down, so please do grab a copy. And again, this is also available via the Explora Books bookstore. Go to explorabooks.com to get a copy of your book. It will be delivered right to their doorsteps. So we're hoping for the best for you, Janice.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and good luck on your last case.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So for all our viewers, please do grab a copy of this book and visit us via explorabooks.com. Our YouTube page is also up. So please do go to YouTube and click on or key in Explora Books, or you can go to Facebook, Instagram, and yes, I think those are the social media platforms that we have, and we're doing a lot of marketing recently. We've gained a lot of marketing connections in the business, so I'm pretty sure that this is going to be the best time for all our authors here at Explora Books. Once again, this is Joel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back for more London Book Fair 2025 updates here at booth 3E38. Thank you very much.